Right, here we go. Give you some idea of what I've been up against. This is a path created by Explorer Me. To get at this. There really is only so much that's salvageable on this one. This is the worst of the three. Well, as far as I'm concerned, this one got the windows off of it, off the cab, a couple of tailgate fittings, and surprisingly enough, most of the bumper, which was lying half had fallen off one side and what have you, but I've got three knackered bumpers so hopefully that will give me enough to make one out of the two, or one out of the three rather. Anyway, can't get through there. That's the other door off of this one. And although I got it off, it's pretty poor structurally compared to the ones on the other van, so I just took the window out of it and I'll leave the rest of it there. So, there we go. Chariot for the week. The other one. This one's yielded quite a lot. Some trim off the side of it for all of it to take off. There you go, look. Just to make out the fleet number. I'll pass that on to my contact at the BRS archives and see if he can fill some boxes in on that one. I've got both the doors off of this one, they're reasonable, and I was going to try and get that sliding door out, but it's going to involve too much dismantling, and I think that cross brace there is pretty much all that's left stopping the body lodging over. You can see that one there has already gone under the weight of the stuff that's been stuck in the top, and the last thing I want to be doing is being in there when it all comes crashing down. And having the door like that, where it slides shut this way and open that way, if I have a seat here for passengers, that's going to be less than convenient really. So I think what I'll do is put a narrow doorway in the middle of my bulkhead by cutting the panel rather than by trying to replicate that. I think way too much dismantling necessary. Anyway, look at this. This is like a secret grotto. And this one already been stripped of its engine and gearbox. It's got no back axle under it, it's just sat on bits of wood. So of the three, although the front chassis leg was rotten just the same as mine, the leaf spring dumb iron mounting bracket was well worth chopping off, if only to use as a pattern to make another one with. It's a shame because the driver's side one is actually okay, but then so is mine, so I don't really need to worry about that. And then further through here and get back to the other side of the one we were just at. And you might be able to make that out there. The front chassis leg on this one is pretty bad. So that's that bit, and yeah, it's like a proper jungle. And talking to the old boy that owns them, he bought them directly from BRS. He came from a dispersal sale in Leeds. They came straight here and were parked up, scavenged for spares, because at that time engines and gearboxes were worth money. Past that generator. Yes, they were scavenged for spares, and have sat there ever since, and probably sometime in the mid to maybe early 60s. So they've sat there 50 odd years. The one we're going to next was the first one in. And this one, because it's in a more inaccessible part of the yard, this one's still got its engine and gearbox in. Leyland Hippo there, fellow truck spotters. And once again into the depths of the undergrowth. It took me longer to hack my way in here than I would have thought. Probably the best part of 3 or 4 hours at the time I've been here. I've been hacking brambles. But anyway, this is the other one. This one, as I say, wasn't robbed so much. It's the earliest of the 3 as far as I can make out. Yeah, this one is, it was the most complete, and it has yielded me the remains of the roller shutter door, as well as both the cab doors and some other fittings. But it's probably the one that's in the poorest overall condition. I managed to get that windscreen glass out in one piece. Whether or not it will clean up okay, I don't know. But if nothing else, it's a pattern for mine, because I have one broken one. But I might try fitting it and then use my broken one as a pattern. I don't want to pay out good money and find that over the course of time the windscreens changed shape slightly. I don't imagine they did, but it's better safe than sorry. But anyway, yes, this one, you can see the front of the chassis has just completely dissolved. It should come to about here with the bumper. No sign of a bumper or bonnets on any of these. I don't know whether or not they ever had them. I think they were a bit fragile in use, so anybody that bought them, you know, to use like this, that weren't going on the road, I think they had them swiped and kept back for the ones that stayed in service. But yeah, poor old thing. And all 3 of them will simply collapse when they try and move them, I'm sure. This one definitely, there's next to no chassis underneath it, although it does still have its axles. It may well leave the front one behind when the time comes to move it. But there you go, so that's where I've been, and that's what we're up against. So, yeah. All the best.